Hello and a very warm welcome. Driver ratings for the Hungarian Grand Prix. All 20 drivers covered as we rate them out of 10 for their weekend. Oscar Piastri claimed his first win. It wasn't straightforward, but yeah, let's jump into it. Driver ratings does divide opinion. Let's jump into it. Max 6. I would say an off weekend for Max, and Red Bull really don't like competition. It seems. They seem rattled at the minute. Max qualifies 3rd, finishes 5th. He was very angry from the get-go, Max. He got pushed wide, Piastri down the inside, Norris, and then he got pushed wide. Had to give the place back. Very critical of the team. You've put me on a shit strategy. I'm trying to make up for your shit. Angry with GP, the team, the strategy, the FIA, and then he had contact with Lewis. Lewis turned right and Max all locked up, out of control, and was never going to make the corner. So not a great weekend for Max. Still think he'll win the championship though. Sergio Perez 2. I kind of feel sorry for the guy now. He deserves to be sacked. Just pull him out of his misery. Hopefully the summer break will be the time to do it. Crashes again in qualifying, 2nd crash in a row. He did have a good recovery drive to P7, and that's probably the best he could get, but he shouldn't be qualifying that far down in the first place. So I feel sorry for him at this point. He should be sacked. He's 7th in the drivers. Lewis Hamilton 8. A strong performance again. He had a spin in practice 3. He qualified 5th. He gets another podium and an underrated drive. It was a great defence from Max. Held him off for quite a long period. 200th podium in F1. He did have contact with Max. Lewis turned right. Max then locked up. But impressive form lately. And somehow, even with the season he's had, he's now ahead of George in the drivers. George Russell, 2. No favouritism. George Russell, 2. Out in Q1, disaster. Didn't fuel the car up enough. Qualified 17th. He gets back to 8th. But just like Sergio, he should never be in that position. Should have been fighting for a podium. And he's tossing it up in 8th. Not good enough. He did get fastest lap though. Charles Leclerc 6. He had a big crash in practice 2. A shambles again, but he qualified 6th, finished 4th. I'll tell you what, it was a very good race by Charles Leclerc. He had strong pace during the race, and he needs a strong race given his form recently. Carlos Sainz 6, qualified 4th, finished 6th. He got a poor start, and that cost him. As you know, you can't overtake around Hungary. McLaren. God, supporting this team is a roller coaster. Lando Norris, 9. Pole position, a superb lap. But, Lando fluffs the start again. That's a big weakness of Lando Norris, his starts. He's 2nd the whole race. Again, he gets favouritised for first stop when Piastri should be in it first. And then it was a lot of radio communication whether he was going to give the place back to Oscar. Eventually he did, but it should have took one radio message, not 21. So eventually he played the team game, but like I say, it's took the gloss away from the 1-2 and the win, if you ask me. Team had to beg him to give up the place. It should have took one message, really, in my view. And he was only in the lead to get him first pit stop again. And it happens all the time that Lando gets first stop over Piastri. Piastri was in the lead. Oscar Piastri, 10. Finally, a race winner. The talent he has, he deserves to be a race winner. He qualified 2nd. He wins the race. He nailed the start. Dominated the race. He did make a mistake at turn 11. But His win and celebrations was really taken away by the team, again making a mess of the situation. Oscar can't really enjoy that first win because it was just a mess, the situation. But the 7th different winner of the season. Fernando Alonso 6. He was a bit like Max this weekend, very angry. Yes. Qualified 7th, finished 11th. Strategy not right, but in qualifying he threw his cap and jacket to the floor. Very angry regarding Yuki Tsunoda's red flag. Lance Stroll 7. Yeah, at the minute Lance is doing a good job. Credit where it's due. Qualified 8th, finished 10th, 1 point. Clean weekend by Lance Stroll. Gasly 5. Honestly, I feel so bad for this guy. Twice, he's retired due to reliability issues. Didn't get to race at Silverstone and basically didn't get to race at Hungary either. It's shocking by Alpine. I mean, in qualifying, everyone's improving and they're sat in the garage. He starts from the pit lane, retires, another reliability issue, hydraulic leak. It's criminal. Esteban Ocon 1. Alpine sit in the garage as everyone's improving. He qualifies 18th. Critical of the team. Strategy, preparation, calls. Yeah, I mean, really poor weekend by Ocon. I mean, he was 18th in the race. Jesus, a former winner here, by the way. Alex Albon 5. Just your box standard 5. Qualified 13th. Finished 14th. He had a great start, but very unhappy with the strategy. Yeah, they were oohing and ahhing between 2 and 3 stops. Logan Sargent 3. Hit the wall in turn 1 in qualifying. Qualified 14th, finished 17th. He had a horror start. Yeah, wow. 1 7. Big hit in Q3. Yeah, crashed the car in Q3, pushing the limits. Yeah, that meant he qualified 10th. He finished 9th with good tyre management, good stints, and 2 points on the board for 1 Daniel Ricciardo 6. He qualified 9th, strong qualifying. Even in Q1 he was top of the timesheets. Finished 12th. Another one who was unhappy with his strategy. Basically pitted early. He didn't think it was the right call, but he came in and then was stuck in traffic in a DRS train. Guan Yu Zhou 0. I think this guy's out of his depth at this level. I mean, what does he do? Honestly, Steady Eddie, he's known. What does he do? I mean, qualifies 18th, finishes 19th. Very bad. I believe Guan Yu Zhou should lose his seat. Valtteri Bottas 6. He qualified 12th with the upgrades, finished 16th, but Valtteri Bottas had a decent weekend. The result doesn't show, but yeah, he had a strong weekend, did Valtteri this weekend. Last but not least, Haas F1. Nico Hülkenberg 5. Qualified 11th, nearly into Q3, almost knocked out Lewis. A poor start by the Hulk and he finished 13th. He's had 10s back to back, but not this weekend. Kevin Magnussen 5. Came into the weekend, announced he is leaving Haas F1. Qualified 15th, finished 15th. Good start. A game 5 places, K-Mag, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where he ends up. Wrong one. So there we have it, driver ratings for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Comment down below your thoughts. It always divides opinion, driver ratings, but yeah, that's what it's all about. We go on to one of my favourites next, Spa. Cannot wait, honestly, bring it on, Spa, and then we've got 4 weeks off. Adios.